Good morning.
Morning everyone.
Welcome back to our little finca in southern Spain where we have a scorching hot day.
Week's forecast, isn't it?
Yeah, the whole week actually.
Ridiculous temperatures.
Weather warnings. So the courtyard's on hold, surprise, surprise. To be honest, we wouldn't be using it at this time of the year now anyway because it is too hot to be.
No, July and August, too hot to be outside full stop, I think,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah. So we're going to take it easy, we're going to be back working inside, hopefully still make it an interesting video for you.
Yes, and on the subject of weather, not only is it hot, it's also absolutely bone dry. It hasn't rained for 75 days, which is coming up to 3 months now, and there's none forecast either, which presents a serious risk of fire. Turned out to be an interesting evening. Just had a message from a friend of ours who owns this place. He's in the UK at the moment. Said the place was all on fire. It was. Crikey, look at the state. Still smouldering and burning a bit, but fortunately the fire brigade had been put it out. Yeah, bit of excitement. It just shows how dangerous it can be in these conditions. Well, we just got back talking to the police down there and a couple of the locals. It turns out the fire started in a waste bin, like a container, at the house next door. That had gone because the place was so tinder dry and there was a tiny little bit of a breeze. It had blown right down the side of their house, and then those trees are there at the back of the house, all pine trees, and caught all the stuff that was on the floor. But luckily, no harm done, the house is fine, everyone's fine, so now we can carry on relaxing for the evening. Oh, back in the loo this morning, looking fabulous. So in order to get the bottom of the wall done, I need to clear the area, get stuff out of the way. So moving the system's pretty easy. Just turn the water off, flush it, disconnect the pipe. You gotta get a little bit of water out of it, but we're not bothered about that. Then we need to unscrew the system from the wall. I've got to get my screwdriver. There we go. Then pull the pipe out. There we go. Check what's left in there. Oh, there's nothing in it. Get this out of the way. There we go. So I've moved the cistern, I've moved the piece of wood that it was fixed to, and now I can get all this cleaned up and carry on. Hopefully get this finished today.
Finally, we're on with beautifying them, if you like, beautifying the beams, getting them oiled and ready for the lime wash. It seemed a long time coming. I've only done half of this first one and it was very, very awkward doing this side because I'm between the beam and the door and the wall, but we're getting there anyway. It should look fab, and that's the main thing. It's a finished product, isn't it?
Well, I've run out with just that bottom corner to do there. Oh Joyce, I'm going to have to do another mix. I'm going to do a full mix. I don't know how far I'm going to get with it, but I've still got these to fill in and some holes over in the wall here. I'll spin the camera around. These are where this electric box used to be here, but I had to move it to allow the door to open. Just got a few raw plugs in the wall, so I'm just going to put a screw in them and pull them out like that. Fill these in, and then see what else we've got to fill in to use up the rest of it, because I've no doubt there'll be lots left over. Just when you think you're nearly there, you've got this bit of floor to do. This massive stone here had a slope on it, but we didn't know how high we wanted it for the sink. Obviously we put this one on there to sit the sink on, but we've still got to make this area good here. And we've got one little flat one there, the bits in here and the bits around there just to finish it off. So that'll probably take up any of my mix I've got left over. So I'll go and see if I can find some more flat stones to go in here, some little thin ones, and get another mix on. So the beans are progressing slowly. Sharon's on number 2 now.
very slowly.
Yeah, it's a slow, painstaking process cutting in all around them. We haven't mentioned before that if you get it on the walls, it leaches into the plaster or the lime, whatever's on the walls, and it stays soggy for ages and ages. But it'll take as long as it takes. But the ones that are done are looking absolutely fantastic.
Plus, these I don't think they've ever been treated. They're just soaking up the oil. So I'm constantly having to refill my little pot. So yes, it takes time, but the results will be worth it.
Well, it's a momentous occasion. The pointing in the loo is finished. It's taken so long, albeit we haven't been doing it constantly, but so long to get this little room done. I need to let this go off fully now before I can put the system back on. Before that as well, we want to get all this wood cleaned up and get that all oiled as well. So I'm going to probably be moving in here. We'll be swapping places because I'm going to start on that wall outside. And the floor, I didn't quite have enough mix to finish it, but that can be done at any time. The next time I got a mix on, I'll probably finish this first before I start moving on to something else. I'll just give you a quick look at that. And there it is. It'll all blend in when it dries. We've just got the right hand side there to do, but it's only a little tiny bit. It's not worth doing another mix, especially as we've got to take young Bruce back to the vet to get his ears checked. But he's looking a lot better. We'll report back on that in a bit.
Well, we're just back from the vets with Bruce. His ears don't seem to be healing. They were looking really good at the beginning of the week, but he keeps shaking his head and they keep opening up again. So today we've had some heat lamp treatment. I put some gel on the tips of his ears and 2 minutes each side on this heat lamp. We're back again next Friday. He can have up to 4 sessions, and if that doesn't work, then he's going to have the tips of his ears cut off, unfortunately. So hope it doesn't come to that. He's absolutely fine in himself, but yeah, it just doesn't look very nice. He's also got blood on the top of his head and down his cheeks, and looks like he's been in some kind of dog fight. But fingers crossed for next week. We'll keep you posted.
Well, the big summer heat is finally here. It's forecast to be up until Monday, possibly Tuesday, 43 degrees centigrade, which is 109.4 Fahrenheit or thereabouts, roughly, approximately. Yes, it's hopefully it won't last too long, but obviously our main concern is the animals, keeping them cool, and we're checking on them regular, every hour or so, making sure that they're all right, not getting too excited, not running around. Oops. So anyway, so we're on with that. We're prepared for it. We're ready. The wall's drying out nicely, as you can see. I've just sanded this wood down because no matter how careful you are, you always get a bit on it. Well, I do anyway. I'm a messy worker. So we're going to get this oil this side on the shelf at the bottom, at least so we can get the system back in and get the loo functioning again. So yeah, without further ado.
Well, back in the smallest room of the house, swap places with Andy today, and for once I'm actually pleased to be in here because it's only 18 degrees in here, believe it or not, because most of it's underground, which is lovely for working. Unfortunately we can't get all the animals in here as well, otherwise I would, bless them. But we're keeping them well watered and as cool as we possibly can. So I'm going to crack on now, just getting some oiling done.
Right, so with the oiling done, it's time to get this system back on. Make sure that the bung's in place, the seal. I've put the wood on the back already. Hopefully it should just go in. If only it were that simple. You know what? I'll try a bit of washing up liquid around it, help it slide in. The next thing, you probably know the format. Squirty foam, expanding foam down the back, just stick that to the wall. Try not to make a mess. In fact, I'm going to put a cloth down there just in case. Okay, check its level. There we go. Obviously I'll have to just point up the back of that when it's set, but for now I'll just put a level on it, just make sure it is level while I've got time to move it. Right, so the lue's all in and functioning, which is nice. I've got another mix. Here it is. I'm going to point up that block of wood at the back of the lue there, and then I'm going to start coming down here. The lue is then finished, it just needs oiling, which Sharon's going to do, and then she's going to come back onto the outside and carry on with these beams around the outside of this door. I think this has actually been done, the outside, but the inside certainly hasn't. But I'm going to get this pointed up down this side at least, so then that can then be cleaned off and touched in again, and then carry on with this wall. We have a plan, it's working, we're getting there. Right, I've done all down the side of the door and filled one of those holes in up there, ran out of stuff again. As I said before, I'm going to be working across this way. There's still a fair bit of stuff on the surface of some of these stones, so I'm going to work over them, give them all a good brush off, get any of the loose stuff off, and any remaining mortar that was on. And remember, I knocked it off with the big hammer and then with the air hammer, but you always get bits left. So I'm going to give this a good scrub and try and make it a bit cleaner, ready for pointing. There we go. Don't know if it looks any different. Put all these back now. In fact, need to vacuum first. Give it a good vacuum off now, and I can't wait to see the colours really come out of this in time. Should look absolutely beautiful. So I'll get the hoover out, get the vacuum out, and ready for pointing. Get it ready. So we're off. First mix is done. That corner didn't go very far. Second mix is here. I made a mistake earlier. Sharon said it was 18 degrees in the loo. It's not, it's 24 Celsius, which is about 75 Fahrenheit. It kind of stays that in this oldest, darkest bit of the house. It's just about 39 degrees outside, which is 102 Fahrenheit. It's rising. We're expecting 43 mid-afternoon. So it gets warm. Even going out to do a mix is super hot. So I'm going to carry on anyway.
Gosh, it's hot. It's just gone over 40 degrees. I'm back in the coolest room as well as the smallest room in the house. I'm gonna get this finished by the end of this video if it kills me. So I'm just on the ceiling today, and then just got the wall, one wall, a little bit there, and the frame and the door. So I'll crack on.
Oh, we're doing well. It's coming along. Probably just over a third plus that bit where it's wider there. Yes, it's looking good. Happy with it. See what Sharon's done in the loo. The ceiling's done. Not that it's easy to see with the light. Just that wall and the back of the door to do now. And yeah, we'll get this done for this video. So sometime later, it's drying up nicely. Of course, it's not finished, so I'm going to have to carry on. I've got a bucket of stones and a bucket of water. And as always, I'm going to spray it down and carry on.
So we're nearly there. It's not easy, it's very small, it's tight space. I don't really can tell, but I've just got the last two boards here to do now. Bit fiddly round the sink, but I'm pleased. I wanted to get this wall done today. It's boiling hot, but yeah, it's definitely going to be finished. Happy days.
Well, it's done. Apart from this little tiny bit here, literally that, I ran out. I couldn't stretch it any further. But it doesn't matter because we've got plenty of other stuff to do. So we'll pick that up when we start on the other stuff. We need to get this cleaned up out of the way and start looking at what we're going to do next and make preparations for it. Right, so we just had a little discussion, haven't we?
We have.
We need to get, obviously, all these beams need oiling. I've said it 100 times, I'm sure. All in between the beams needs lime washing, which is a job for Sharon because she has the steady hand, and I'd end up to just clean them all off, and I'd end up with them all painted again.
I'm not looking forward to it. I hate ceilings.
Then we've got to get all these walls lime washed, this one and the other side, and we need to do that before we can finish these cabinets off. If you saw the video the other week, we put some doors on this one. We're going to put nice tops on them, build one behind over there which you can't see, which I'm sure you've seen before, for our big double sink. And so I think what we're going to do, we're going to finish this loo off, right, tomorrow.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything else
That'll
until
be
that's
a
finished.
big tick in a box. It'll be another room. It's the smallest room in the house, but it'll be finished. And I'm going to carry on with the pointing, and I'll just adjust the camera. We've readjusted. We've got all the bottoms, all these big stones that we put in the bottom when we sort of sorted this floor out. All these need filling in and pointing up as well. Been like this for ages. So I think if you carry on with the lime washing and the oiling, that's a bit of a tongue twister. And I'm going to carry on with the stonework, and there's bits everywhere that need doing. And then we'll be ready to do our cabinets.
Well, this is it, the final push. Today's the day this loo will be finished. I've just got the frame and the door to do. Needs a bit of a clean up where we finished the last bit of pointing, so get that done first. And then it'll be done. How exciting. It's taken long enough.
And I've just got this little bit to do here, literally that, and this wall is finished, so let's get it done. But we're not stopping there. That's done. We're going to get round this window done now and a few other bits. We're making great progress at the minute.
And there we have it. This room is officially finished. The door's still a bit wet, as you can see. But there we go. Walls are pointed. All the wood has been oiled. It's very difficult to show you. But yes, very happy. We've got another room completed.
And another bit finished, all around the windows done. I've filled in all these holes there. Can't wait to get this unit built, so we've got a home for all that stuff, because we have to keep moving it about. We haven't actually got anywhere to put it, but we're going to have some shelves and stuff in here when I do this, which is coming up in a bit. I've just got this wall to do now, then of course it all needs lime washing. I even have a bit left, and I've even managed to do under the, or start under the stones. In fact, we'll show you. I've even managed to start on, remember these stones are stuck up here between the two lintels. That one's almond, this one's olive, the original lintels in the house. I even made a start on them and tidying all this up a bit. So we are making progress.
Whilst I got my brush out, just doing a bit of remedial work here where Andy pointed above the door, and this wall, he always gets it all over the wood, but it's okay because it had already been oiled once, so it's really easy to just brush it off. I've just used, we've got a little brass brush which is excellent for just brushing off the wood, so I'm just going to give it another coat and down the side there, and then we can crack on with the rest of the corral, get the rest of the beams oiled and whitewash the walls and the ceiling, and got it all to do. But it's been a really good day, productive day. We're happy.
Right, so the next thing, the one last remaining thing to do on the pointing is this wall here. I need to go and get a bucket full of stones. There's a lot of holes in it, and we're not starting that today because we've done so well. We're so happy, it's so hot, we've had enough. We're going to go and treat ourselves to some tapas at our local bar. Speaking of bar, here she is. I've got my two assistants here. I also need to move all this stuff out of the way. Like I said, I can't wait to get that cupboard done because it'll have a home for everything. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, consider or give us a like, and if you've made it this far, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you click the little bell next to the subscribe button, YouTube will notify you every time we upload a video, which is currently Sundays and Thursdays. Thank you so much to everyone that supported the channel, all our Patreons, everyone that's bought us a beer or a coffee, and our YouTube members. We'll see you on Sunday.